5 reasons not to move to the South Bay. What's up everybody, Cheyne Inman here, local real estate agent in the South Bay of Los Angeles. So all the surrounding communities here, Gardena, Torrance, Lawndale, Manhattan Beach, Hermosa Beach, Redondo Beach, Palos Verdes. So if you're looking to move to this area, feel free to reach out. I have families reaching out constantly, and it's never too early to get started in your move. So feel free to call, text, or email anytime. All right, so today we were looking at 5 reasons not to move to the South Bay of Los Angeles. And so you might be thinking, okay, well, on this channel, we're looking at different cities throughout the South Bay and why to move here, but also you don't want to move to an area that you're not going to be happy. So today I thought we'd look at some of the distinctions for this area and if that would be a good fit or not for you. All right, and first con or reason maybe for not moving or living in the South Bay is the weather. And so it just depends on the person. You know, this could be something that you like or something you don't like, but you know, the sun just came out today, but it's been kind of gloomy all morning long. And so you don't get those super hot days and you don't get those super cold days here either. It's just kind of a constant temperature. You do have some crazy windy days sometimes where if you're out along the beach, the sand's blowing up in your face. And you do get some days where, yeah, it's just kind of overcast and gloomy because you are by the beach. So if you're somebody that really needs that, you know, super hot weather or super cold weather, or, you know, just to feel the seasons throughout the year, then the South Bay may not be a good spot for you. But if you're somebody that's like, hey, you know, I just like the constant cool and not too cold, but not too hot weather, and be able to go to the beach on random days, then it could be a good spot. And the next major thing to think about before moving to the South Bay is just how expensive it is. You know, home prices here are very expensive compared to other areas. The closer you get to the beach, the more expensive it gets, and the less you get for what you might be paying a high price for. So just understanding your budget and what you get for different areas is important, and just understanding that it is going to be a higher price to find something. And if you're somebody that's looking for a deal, that deal may not exist in the South Bay. All right, and the next reason for not moving to the South Bay is kind of goes along with that cost of living here, and it's just what you get for the price. And so when looking at homes here, especially if you're coming from somewhere where you know, you're getting more land and more space and more updated at a lower price, like maybe you're coming from Texas or Florida or somewhere far away from here, you may have to adjust your expectations. You know, I constantly have people moving here that are moving from out of state, and they look at their budget and they look at what they get for their budget, and when they see the homes in person, they're like, wow, this is much smaller than I thought, this is much older than I expected, and this is less updated than I expected. Yes, there are options for newly remodeled homes that are updated and larger square footage, but they're going to come at a much higher price. And so depending on what your budget is, like for instance, if you're looking for a condo 2 or 3 bedroom, it's going to be difficult to find something for under 500,000. It's probably going to be more like 6 or 7 or 800,000, or maybe even close to $1 million, depending on what area of the South Bay you're looking at. And then if you're looking for a single family residence, it's going to be difficult to find a large square footage, somewhat updated home for under $1 million. So really understanding what is important in your search and what you get for that price is going to be something to think about when moving to the South Bay. And the next thing to think about when moving to the South Bay is just the lifestyle. You know, this is very outdoorsy type of community where you've got bike riding on the beach. You can go just hang out on the beach. You can go on running trails and bike paths. Torrance has over 40 parks here. Then you've got, you know, all the communities here have a lot of outdoorsy activities to do. Just, you know, going to the beach alone, you can do stand-up paddleboarding or surfing. So there's a lot of options for being outdoors and hiking and running and biking. You know, I'll go for runs along the beach here, and you can go all the way to Santa Monica and back all on the bike path, or you can get onto the trails, and you've got, you know, Palos Verdes right here where there's some great trails to get up and run all throughout the area. So you are paying more to live by the beach and have these activities and things to do, you know, outside your front door. So if that's something that is not important to you, then obviously you don't need to pay extra to be by the beach. So just think about what style of lifestyle you live and what's important in your search, and if you're willing to pay more for that, or if it makes sense to be maybe a little bit further east from the beach and not pay that higher price point. All right, and the last major con for moving to the South Bay, which is something honestly that kept me away from Southern California for a long time, and that's the traffic. I grew up thinking that traffic is just horrible down in Southern California, and why go there? And it's true, it really is. I mean, if you're going to have to get on the 405 and commute for your traffic or for your daily lifestyle, it is going to be a tough life to live, because it's very difficult to time the traffic here. It's not something where you're like, okay, if I leave at 11 a.m., it's going to be less traffic. If I leave at 2 p.m., it's going to be less traffic. If I leave at 7 a.m., it's going to be less traffic. No, it's kind of just crazy traffic all the time. Even on the weekends, it's starting to get pretty bad. So if you're somebody that does not like dealing with traffic, then the South Bay may not be for you. But there is also the caveat of being just in the South Bay and not leaving. If you don't need to get on the freeway at all, then you're not really dealing with much traffic. When I first moved down here, I heard the phrase "the bubble" thrown around a lot, and I wasn't really sure what the bubble was. And basically, it's just, that's what the South Bay is you're kind of in your own bubble, and a lot of people won't even leave because they don't want to deal with the traffic, and they'd rather just hang out on the beach all day. And so if you're somebody that doesn't have to get out of the bubble, then yeah, it could be a good option for you. But if you're somebody that's going to have to travel and commute every day, then you want to make sure that you're okay with that kind of traffic. So that is the South Bay. Those are some of the cons of moving here. If that didn't scare you off and you are interested in moving here, feel free to reach out. My name is Cheyne Inman, and I'd love to help you get started in your home search.